Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Listen, I told y'all that Drew was going to be in this match. I told y'all Highlander was not set to film yet. That man wasn't filming no movie.
There's only one Highlander.
Now, Smackdown was pretty good today. It's pretty good. The show kicked off with Rhea and Io Sky. You got everything you need now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Here we are.
You have to sleep next to me. So.
And I enjoy it.
Not today you won't. You keep fucking with me.
I did that to you.
Look, Rhea and I apologize. Oh, this is very late over here on it's very late over here on Instagram. Y'all are quite behind. But anyways, so look, Rhea and Io open up the show. And basically they was talking about how Asuka and Kairi Sane, was out here tripping. And then you got fucking Nia and Lash out here tripping. And they used the numbers game against Charlotte and Bliss. And they was just like, nah, we ain't finna have that. We ain't standing for that. So we came out here to show support because we gonna be in War Games. We gonna tear this shit up. Then they invited Charlotte and Bliss out there. Bliss got the microphone and Bliss said, as soon as you screamed War Games, I was down. But Charlotte had a different conversation. Charlotte was like, I don't know if I can do this. Charlotte said, look, Rhea, I don't like you. You don't like me. I don't trust you. You don't trust me. I think you a snake, and you probably think I'm a snake. And she said, I don't fucking blame you. Okay? And she said, I don't know if I can get past that. And then Rhea was like, we got to put our differences aside and work together. And she was like, I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can do that. And Charlotte left. Charlotte walked out. I said, what? I said, what's going on? I said, Charlotte, where are we going? What is happening? Why? Why, Charlotte? Sis just left. She didn't want no parts. You understand? And they got in the back. And they got to talking. And they like, look. Bliss is like, I'm trying to call her. She's not answering her phone for me. I don't know what's going on with her. And they're like, listen. If she ain't down, we got to find 2 more team members to round out this team. Now, it seems like they going traditional in Survivor Series 5-on-5. Okay? Which I like. Baby, when they came back there, Nia and fucking Lash and Kyrie Sane and Oscar got to attacking Lash. Child. Lash is whipping their asses. Okay? Every time that lady get to swinging. Every time that lady get to swinging. She is knocking bitches out. Okay? That girl is whipping ass. Okay? It's a lot of big black bitches in the WWE fucking people up. And I am here for all of it. Okay? I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of the black women coming in there. They big, they beautiful.
Tear shit up.
They strong.
Whoop everybody.
And they beating everybody's ass. Do you hear me? Last got back there, she forearm punched the shit out of Io. Knocked her ass down. There was no coming back from that. Then she threw Rhea Ripley's face into the motherfucking roadie trunks. Just tore up Rhea Ripley. If them hoes ever battle one-on-one, it's going to be a sight to see. But all I want is give me a match with Lash Legend. Put Bianca in there when Bianca ready to roll. Give me Rhea Ripley and you give me Jade Cargill. Give me that fatal 4-way. I want to see it. Lash came in there and was whipping ass. Okay, she whipped all of them hoes' ass. I'm like, damn. Told them babies up, okay? Now, we don't know what's going on, but it seemed like Team Ripley is down 2 members, okay? And we don't know who the 5th member gonna be for Team Kabuki Warriors. We don't know that. Now, like I told y'all on a couple podcasts that I've done this week, which I've done a lot of podcasts. I'm a little podcasted out. But listen, like I told y'all, it could very easily go a few ways. You can have Becky Lynch join the team for Asuka and them, and have AJ Lee join the team for Rhea, and maybe Charlotte will get back on board. Or you can have Stephanie Vaquer join the team for Rhea Ripley, and have Nikki Bella join the team for the Kabuki Warriors and Asuka, and you still find a way to get Charlotte back on board. Okay, because I don't think Charlotte gonna be out of War Games. I think this is just her way of kind of, making shit about her. You know how she is. I love you, Charlotte, but you do like to make shit about you. You do, babe. That is a part of your shtick. That's your thing, okay? Or it could be her way of being done with the tag team and targeting Jade Cargill, which is very possible. But I don't think that that's happening just yet, okay? But let's get back into the show. So they decided to go ahead and do the first tournament match. Jey Uso faced off against The Miz. And The Miz and Jey Uso had a pretty decent match against each other. I actually was thoroughly entertained. Here, babe. Darling. I'm not telling you to turn it down. I'm calling you for this. I'm handing you something.
Oh, sorry, babe.
Oh. I'm not talking to you no more. No, because I sat here. I said, here, babe. You had it back to me the whole time. Just look. Didn't even think to look at me in my face. It's all right. You don't love me. It's cool. Anyway, The Miz and Jey Uso, get your hand on my face. The Miz and Jey Uso had a battle. It was a good match. I thought Carmella was going to come out there and act the fool, But he didn't. He let Miz handle his own business. Miz almost had this W, but unfortunately, he could not best Jey Uso and the momentum he had going. Now, one thing I will say about Jey Uso that I feel like he's got to do is, number one, he got to calm down. He's a little overzealous in the ring. It causes him to make some minor mistakes. And I know sometimes shit happens that you really just can't control, like his foot slipping off of the rope, causing him to kind of have a minor botch in the match with the Miz. But overall, whatever was needed to be done was done, and they was able to get the match over and done with. However, like I said, I do think that there's a little bit more. He could just do a little bit more in terms of staying focused in the match, making sure everything goes as planned, but also he could do a little bit of cardio to keep himself up with his stamina and everything. And again, just be a little bit more aware. Get yourself set. If you're not set, make sure you know your people who in the ring with you knows, like little stuff like that can help. And I love Jay, but he's just been a little rickety as of lately. You know what I'm saying? Side note, I'm watching Braun Strowman's show, and it's funny that you and him said, I don't know what's going on at the exact same time. I love that show with Braun Strowman. I hope that they don't cancel it because it's a very good show. Ew. Anyways, so we had that. Now, Sami Zayn and Solo never really got to have their match because it was alluded to that Sami was not 1,000% clear to compete in this match. So, of course, Solo was very confident when he came out there. Made it look like, he's not going to beat up on Sami Zayn too much because he knows he's not clear. He wants him 100% when he gets him. Right. Love that for you. But it turns out that Sami was actually clear and he was ready to go. And he had brought some friends with him. Rey Fenix, Motor City Machine Guns, and he brought in Shinsuke Nakamura. And because all 5 of them were in the ring fighting, Nick Aldis came out there and made it very clear that next week, or the week of Survivor Series, that Friday, they're going to have a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Now, I wanted to have this match, but not on Friday. Y'all could have had this match in between the War Games match. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, Sami Zayn has a target on his back, but he got a few friends to help him fight the good fight. So we'll see. The good thing, the interesting thing that happened today was that LA Knight had a mystery opponent. Now, we all had our thoughts on who this mystery opponent was going to be. It was not Joe Hendry. It wasn't Trick Williams. And it wasn't Obafemi. It was none other than our favorite internet champion, Zack Ryder. Woo, woo, woo. You know it. He came out to his old music and everything. Which I love that song, by the way. It's one of my favorite entrance themes. I love it. But Matt Cardona put on a good fight against LA Knight. It was really fun to watch the two of them battling it out. But ultimately, LA Knight bested Matt Cardona and was able to get the W, and he has advanced in the tournament. Now, they have announced 2 more matches for the tournament. Penta will face off against Finn Balor. And the other match, what is the other match? I forgot that damn fast. It's Penta and Balor.
Bronson and
it's Bronson and Carmelo Hayes. Mm-hmm. So Bronson Reed is facing off against Carmelo Hayes next Friday. He just had a title match against Cody Rhodes, which never really came to fruition because, of course, Brian Breaker and Logan Paul was waiting in the wings. Now, here's what was unique about today's SmackDown. what we found out was that Paul Heyman was on the show specifically to flaunt the fact that he had his choice of any superstar he wanted to have on his team for War Games. He could pick any superstar. He chose Drew McIntyre like I fucking told you he was gonna do. I don't know why people doubt me so much. I don't know why. But every time I was fucking right. I called it down to the last minute. I told you what they were gonna do. It's too easy. So easy. Now, I don't know who this fifth member is going to be, but if I know Paul Heyman, it's probably going to be Lego Head. It's probably going to be Lego Head. But if John Cena was any type of last hoorah type of motherfucker and he ain't had shit to do, he should also be the last member on CM Punk's match. Now, a lot of people want it to be Roman. It probably is going to be Roman. Let me be clear. It probably is. Well, what happened? You dropped something. You all right? You sure? She looked like she finna die walking down the hallway.
Maybe she was sleeping.
Your back hurt? Okay. I can go check on my mama, y'all.
Maybe she was sleeping there.
She was gone.
Girl. I said, Mama, you can't lay down.
That baby was sleeping. She was calling him home.
No, she wasn't calling him.
She was that sleep to the point where she wasn't.
She was asleep.
Oh, she was tired. She just drifted off.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. Anyway, so a lot of people are calling for Roman Reigns to be in this match, and 9 times out of 10, he probably will be. John Cena got a bad hip, his back messed up, his kneecaps is messed up, so he probably ain't gonna risk it being in this match. And Roman ain't got shit to do. He done filmed his parts for Zootopia 2, which if you don't know about that, him and CM Punk are playing buddy cops in Zootopia 2. And I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Because it is.
But they're playing buddy cops in Zootopia 2, which is incredible to me. But anyways, it's probably going to be Roman. The teams are probably going to be, and we learned today that Jimmy Uso is also going to be in War Games on CM Punk's side. So it's Jimmy, Jay, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and possibly Roman Reigns. Now that is a bad mix, okay? Because Roman and Cody definitely can't get along, and Roman and CM Punk definitely can't get along. Jimmy ain't exactly fond of Roman, and the only person on the squad that actually listens to Roman is Jey Uso. This is a recipe for disaster on this team. However, on the other side of the pond, you have Drew McIntyre, who probably is just doing it so he can get underneath Cody's skin. Then you have Logan Paul, who really don't have shit to do but be in this match. You've got Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker, and then you possibly could have Lego Head in this match. Now, I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000. I am not looking forward to the men's match at all. I don't really care about it, but I understand the booking of it. A lot of people be acting like War Games is just booked wonky. It really isn't. Everybody in that match has some type of fight with someone inside that cage. So when you really look at both sides of the pond and you kind of draw the dots to each person, everybody's got some type of battle with somebody on the other side of that cage. Okay? Except for Logan Paul, because don't nobody like him. Don't nobody care for him. Don't nobody care about Logan Paul. He can say a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. Bronson Reed will be fine. Anyways, so we have that. I'm curious as to how this women's War Games is going to fill out, because if they need 2 more people and Charlotte really is not going to be in War Games, because she could be afraid, and wanting to sit out because of her knee. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand that. I really can. But shit, if Asuka's ass is willing to brave it, then your ass can. You feel what I'm saying? I really hope she comes back and is a part of it, because that's going to be difficult. And that's going to be hard to trust her, too, with her just walking out on them like that. But anyways, small little minor conversation. Jade Cargill had a match with BFAB. It wasn't a total squash match like everybody thought it was going to be. But B-Fab didn't really get a lot of offense off, but she got some. However, at the end of the match, Jade Cargill made it very clear that, bitch, she wanted competition. She was like, feed me more. Okay, she was on her right back shit. Don't ask me why, but she was. Baby, she said, feed me real competition. It took one ref to hold her back. One ref. Shit. She was like, feed me some real shit. I was like, girl, between you and Lash Legend, I don't know who is gonna be out here doing the most, but y'all are. He said, had me stuck in another mode. Baby, when I tell you, she was out there wilding craziness. She was like, I don't give a fuck. She got up and pushed Michin, and Michin wanted to roll up on her, and the referee was holding her back. First of all, Michin walked around to where the ref was and then got held back. I wouldn't have walked over there. I'd have got in Jay's face. She would have had to come see about me. You would have had to come see about me, bitch. You're not finna push me and then act like I'm just a motherfucking weak ass bitch. You could just push around. No, you're gonna have to come see about me. Come see about me. Child, Jade Cargill is on a power trip of 1,000,000 times. Okay, but I'm here for it. The fans is mad at her like, you're arrogant, and I didn't vote. I didn't want you to be champion if you was gonna be arrogant. That bitch said, well, if you ain't fucking with me, then bitch, you ain't fucking with me. Girl. He was like, bitch, move. I said, oh, not she out here yelling. So Smackdown was hitting where it needed to hit. Carmelo Hayes was announced to have his match next week against Bronson Reed. And Bronson Reed made it very clear he was going to bowl through him. And then he was going to retire John Cena. But Carmelo also made it very clear that he ain't about that bullshit. And that his situation with Miz might think that he got the upper hand, but he only won the battle. He said, you ain't won the war. And I was like, ooh. And then he cut a nasty promo out there. He said 50% of the people believed in me. 50% of the people didn't. But he said, I'm 100% on my shit. You feel me? And he said, listen, everybody want to retire John Cena's jersey in the rafters. But he said, make no mistake. I'm going to win this tournament. And I'm going to shoot because I don't miss. And I was like, nigga, that was golden. That hit. Paraphrasing. Don't be in the comments like that's not exactly what he said, but you heard what I said. Okay, relax. Ugh. Anywhoosies. So we now know that there is another mystery opponent. Solo's mystery opponent is on Monday. Okay, so Monday we have Javon Evans facing off against Gunther, and then we have Solo with a mystery opponent. And then next week on SmackDown, the final first round matches are happening where Carmelo's facing off against Bronson Reed and Penna's going up against Finn Balor. I'm really looking forward to Penna and Balor's match. I think that's going to be a fun time. Now, next week, Chelsea is supposed to get her United States Championship celebration. And I love that for Chelsea because she definitely does deserve that. And we are supposed to get, what else are we supposed to get next week? Supposed to get something else next week. Now, there were a few things that, what'd you say, babe?
No, I'm talking about the game. You good.
Okay. There was a few things that has happened today over in TNA spaces. Okay. Now it says that the situation with Mike Santana was a work. Okay. That was a work. So at least that's what they telling us. They telling us that was a work and that it wasn't 100%. But Wesley did return at Turning Point. And he rejoined up with his Rascal brothers. And I love that for Wesley. Okay. Y'all know he calls himself Desmond Xavier over when he's not in the WWE. So he did return, and I appreciate that. I love that. The Hardy Boys and Cedric Alexander went up against Order 4. I'm not sure if they won that match or not, but I did get to see them competing. So that happened. The Inspiration retained their tag team titles tonight over in TNA at Turning Point. And then we saw Tessa Blanchard claim she wasn't cleared to compete. So she had somebody else in her place, some weirdo looking like. Her name is Milan Moore. She competed, but they lost. It didn't matter. They lost. So it really didn't matter. There were some other matches at Turning Point that happened. Danny Luna was out there competing against Indy Hartwell. It was a bunch of stuff going down. But from what I understand about the TNA stuff, it seems to be that Mike Santana and this whole situation with him is a work. At least that's what they were telling me in the comments under the post that I posted. I can't say for sure because I haven't seen anything that was definitive that explained that it was. So I can only go by what I'm being told and what I know. Also, Smackdown is set to go back to 3 hours in January. Fucking hell. So in January, oh God, I hate this so much. In January, on the 2nd, January 2nd of 2026, SmackDown is set to go back to 3 hours. I am hoping that the reasoning for this or the reasoning behind this is because it's going to be the road to Royal Rumble and Mania is happening. So they want to try to pack in as much stuff as they can. And they're not going to be able to do that if they don't have enough time. And giving them 3 hours gives them enough time to be able to, you know, do as many feuds and matches as they need to. But I really hate that 3 hour time limit. And SmackDown always it's a good show sometimes. It's not as great as it could be. And I just don't want to be sitting for 3 hours trying to watch the show. Ugh. So I'm dreading it. But on the 2nd of January, SmackDown is returning to the 3 hour format. Okay. All right. So listen, everybody over here on Instagram, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you guys in my next one. Okay, I'm looking at this thing and it is not. Yeah, it's over there. Okay, so I had to shut that one down over on Instagram. I just wanted to make sure I got it out and I shut it down. Okay, I'll repost all them lives later. But anywhoosies, so this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. He said, "Bye the fuck." So I don't know what's going on with over there with TNA and everything, but listen, it is messy as hell over there. So I'm curious as to how this is gonna play out. Don't really know what they're gonna be doing or how they're gonna do this, but I hope Mike Santana gets his title back sometime soon. With that being said, that was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen, and also what was happening over there in TNA. If you missed it, there are clips over on X that you can see in terms of what happened with TNA, who won, and all that other good stuff. There was supposed to be a match for Mike Santana. He was supposed to be teaming with Macklin, but it seems like Mike Santana is teaming with Macklin tonight to face off against Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. So I hate this for Mike Santana. This is low-key disrespectful. So Yeah. It seemed like what we saw was at work, and Mike Santana actually was, you know, there, and he showed up and everything. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the results. Let me see. They do got the live results. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all the results of this show, or what we can see for now, off of TNA's website. So we got Jake Something versus Mance Warner and the Hometown Man. Jake Something beat them. So shout out to Jake Something. I love Jake Something. There was a King speech with Frankie Kazarian. He looks like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Nick Nemeth basically told Frankie Kazarian that he was coming for that TNA World Championship after their match at Turning Point. I don't know why he told him that. Like, I feel like that was stupid. But anyways, Kaylani Jordan went up against M by Elegance. She did pretty good against Kaylani Jordan, but Kaylani beat her. Kaylani retained the title. BDE went up against AJ Francis. AJ Francis beat BDE. I thought BDE beat AJ Francis. He did a nasty move on AJ Francis, but unfortunately, he lost that match. There was an injury report. Nick Nemeth is cleared. Elijah is out of action because he re-aggravated a torn triceps injury. And this is due to an attack that happened by Mustafa Ali. And Mike Santana was undetermined after being attacked by the NXT superstars on TNA Impact. But he does show up. Danny Luna went up against Indy Hartwell. It was a no DQ match. Indy Hartwell beat Danny Luna, which is shocking because Danny Luna's been on quite the roll lately. There was extra security hired to protect the match that was supposed to happen later on the night, and so NXT superstars didn't show up. The World Tag Team Championships for the women, the Knockouts titles was on the line. Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford were supposed to compete, but Tessa claims she's injured, so they had Milan Mood or more come out there and take her place, and she lost. Both teams lost. The Inspiration retained the tag team titles. Then we had Cedric and the Hardys versus Mustafa and the Great Hands. This is Order 4. Order 4 defeated Cedric and the tag team champs. Okay. Then you had the Rascals facing off against the System. The Rascals got Desmond Xavier back, formerly known as Wesley, and the Rascals did beat the System. The System went down hard when the 4 Rascals were in the ring together. Leon Slater faced off against Rich Swann. Leon Slater retained his championship and defeated Rich Swann. And then Mike Santana showed up. It was Mike Santana versus and Steve Macklin versus Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. Or at least it was supposed to be. So he is there, and he seems to be competing in this match. Well, it says Mike Santana isn't there yet, and he hasn't been heard from all day. Macklin is trying to fight both of these opponents by himself. Nick got caught in the crosshairs, but Ryan saved him. Then Mara Sade came out there, took out Ryan with a super kick, and it says Kazarian sent Macklin crashing into the ring steps. Macklin's taking a lot of beating in this match, but yeah, it seems that this match is ongoing as we speak, so we'll have to wait and see. Wesley grew his dreads back quick, or he went and got some latch hook dreads in. He probably He probably got himself locked up and added some lock hair to his locks, which is not unheard of. Anywhoosies, I'll give an update on my Instagram page about the match and everything in between. Y'all be easy out here in these streets. I love y'all for coming through. Thank you for listening to me rant and rave. And I will see you guys on Monday after Monday Night Raw, and we'll talk some more about this crazy thing called wrestling. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.